New at 5 tonight, an exclusive interview with U.S. Senator Mark Kirk, the Illinois Republican, one of few Republicans who have crossed the aisle in efforts to pass tougher gun laws. In recent weeks, he's even voiced support for background checks for all gun owners. ABC 7's Paul Mikey joins us with more. Paul?
Ron, Mark Kirk has broken with his party in the past on gun control issues, but this time he plays a key role in co-sponsoring a Senate effort to crack down on gun trafficking. Of all the post-Sandy Hook gun legislation now awaiting votes in Washington, many see the proposed federal pinch on straw buyers as having the best chance of passage.
I feel particularly burdened to make it happen.
Mark Kirk is one of the co-sponsors of Senate Bill 54, which would make gun trafficking and straw purchases federal crimes with significant prison time. Kirk, who met with Chicago's police superintendent this morning to talk guns, broke with most fellow Republicans in supporting the plan to make trafficking and straw buys a federal rap. The bill has survived a committee vote, but tougher tests await.
It will be picked apart by a gazillion people. That my job is to make sure that we got every concern and question answered.
If someone is legally able to buy a gun, but then gives it to someone who legally cannot do the same, that's a felony. But local police argue that straw buys have largely been treated as paperwork violations, often ending in probation for the straw buyer. Rosanna Ander of the University of Chicago Crime Lab sees a federal approach sending a message.
To make them think twice about it. It's not worth going to prison for 15 years to supply a gun to somebody else. And hopefully it will help stanch the flow of the guns through straw purchasing, at least as one of the means that the guns end up in the hands of criminals.
Too many guns on the street, too little punishment once we take those guns off the street.
Opponents of the bill say its language is too broad, that it could have unintended consequences for gun dealers who properly followed the law, and that there's sufficient state law now, but local prosecutors and judges have failed to do all they could. Kirk, though, remains optimistic.
I do think it survives. I want to do a 1-2 punch on the supply of weaponry coming into Chicagoland and the organizations who are purchasing and bringing them in.
The NRA has floated some language that would raise the burden of proof for convicting a straw buyer. Proponents of the bill say that language would leave the measure toothless. Kirk, nonetheless, believes it will survive intact, and he's also optimistic about universal background checks, though opponents have strongly argued at the end of the day that will not happen. We'll see.
All right, Paul, thank you for that.